Hi everybody, welcome to this part of the show. I'm your host, Prophet Chetereem Alpha, and today we'll be talking about business and entrepreneurship. And I'm here with Apostle Joe Daniels. Welcome to the show, Apostle.
Thank you so much, Alpha. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
The same applies. And before we get into the show, today I just want the viewers to get to know you better. Okay. So my first question before we start is I just want a quick brief about yourself. Who is Apostle Joe Daniels?
Who is Apostle Joe Daniels? I think if you actually put the word apostle before the name, you've actually limited my my brand. But the bottom line is Joe Daniels is a brand.
It's a brand.
Joe Daniels is more than just a person. It's a brand, a fast growing brand, if I may put it like that. So Joe Daniels is what comes into your mind when you hear the name Joe Daniels.
Yeah. Okay. Since it's a brand, it just tickled something in me.
Yeah.
Since it's a brand, can you tell us more about your line of work?
My line of work, I'm into, like I said, it's a brand. And when we talk of a brand, we have a lot of things connected to the name, you see. One of which you already mentioned when I said, Apostle. The moment you said apostle, you limit me to a certain scope.
Okay.
Paul the apostle said something. He said, I may not be an apostle to everyone, but certainly unto you. And then he said, you are the seal of my apostleship, the proof of my apostleship. Okay. So the thing is, if you call me apostle, I'm not an apostle to everyone. You see, there is a specific group that benefits from that area of being an apostle.
All right.
So I am an apostle, right? I have a church, Getaway Church, and a ministry, Joe Daniels Ministry. You know, we actually have a website, www.joedaniels.org. And under that ministry, we are into a lot of things. One of which that I'm moved by the Lord to talk about is the foundation, Joe Daniels Foundation. It has been on ZBC. ZBC managed to recognize and exhibit part of the work that we do as a foundation.
All right.
Yes, and then also I'm into transport and logistics. And then we've got a media house. I do a lot of things.
Yes,
the list is endless.
I've heard a lot of things. And also, you said being an apostle, there are a certain group of people who benefit from that area. And also, you said you're into transport and logistics.
Yeah.
So as a businessman, what's your view on the behavior pattern of Mutare or Manikaland as a market?
Okay.
In fact, entertainment and economics, that's the market that I'm talking about.
Okay.
What's your view about Mutare? How do you see Mutare?
Okay, basically, talking about, I think, the new initiative that is actually on everybody's mouth. If you're not talking about it, there must be something wrong with you. JD Studios, beautiful initiative, trust me on that.
Yes.
I'm sure that's what you're talking about when you speak of entertainment.
Exactly.
Right, JD Studios. Well, JD Studios, looking at the current market, I can basically say Mutare as a market has got over-ambitious people.
Over-ambitious.
There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but there's something wrong with being over-ambitious.
Yes, I get it. Over-ambitious. I
Over-ambitious.
like the term over-ambitious.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not getting the sense. Can you be a little bit clear?
When I say over-ambitious, you see, when you're over-ambitious, you cannot work together with others. You can't recognize and appreciate difference in people. You always want to be the superior one. You know, you want to make too much ego, a high ego.
Okay, so it's like people are in a race to be the leader.
Exactly.
So many alpha males out there.
Exactly.
Okay.
We don't have a setup where we can have a market where we can actually work together as a community.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to achieve also in with Joe Daniels, with JD Studios. I'm trying to bring about artists so that we create a community of artists, so that we have a scenario where if Alpha here produces his music, people appreciate you in the capacity of who you are, not trying to compare you with someone else.
All right. So I think from my own point of view, I did a little research about people popping out of the music industry. Since 2000, I think there was Betty Makaya and Jamal, the late Jamal.
Okay.
Then from there, a lot of artists were trying to sing.
Okay.
And we've had the Diamond Boys and Kev.
Okay.
And this other guy, I'm forgetting the name.
Okay.
So from that period of time, we are talking about a decade now.
Yeah.
When we've only managed to produce 3 artists.
Okay. From Manikaland.
From Manikaland.
Okay.
Is it a problem that people are failing to respond to the music, or is that we don't have that artist spirit in Mutare? So I just want you to make it clear to me, Kuti. Is it a problem of that people are failing to make it in music, or people are failing to connect with the public?
Okay, I think there are a lot of factors that contribute to the problem that you've iterated. One of which is the artist himself.
Yes.
All right? We talk of the artist, we talk of the product, which in this case is music. We talk of the market. Right. So the thing is, there's need for mentorship in terms of the artists. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Because most artists, they are just, they're just fascinated by the fact that I've brought out a product out there. But you'd be surprised that we've got plenty of people who are doing actually good, who are actually good in terms of music and talent, but they're not known anywhere. Reason being, they are just someone walking from the bush trying to do something that they don't know anything about that industry. So there's need for the artists in Mutare to learn about the business side of music.
Okay.
This is the reason why you can have someone producing today and then you don't hear them again in the sphere.
Right.
You then hear them after a very long time. It's because, when you've got to start treating your music as a product, something that you put on the market, and you should expect some kind of revenue back. And for that to happen, there's need for serious coaching, serious mentorship, especially when it comes to our artists. That will also then help the market, you see, the market in terms of Mutarians or Manikaland. Now, I also have a problem with the market as well, of Manikaland. We have a problem of not appreciating our own. Exactly. That egoism that I spoke about.
That's the market now.
Yes, it's now the market now. That spirit where we are not happy with our own.
People are not celebrated.
They are not celebrated. You see what I'm talking about? It's different from other places, because munu anaitwa munu ne vanhu. You see that? So something can be good, but if the market, for people out there to know about our artists, it starts with us in this place.
Okay.
So we don't have that spirit where we support each other fully and understand our differences. Like I said, if I'm from Zim Dancehall, I have to be understood in the capacity of what I can produce.
All right.
Without comparison. If I'm from Jers, you see, I have to be appreciated in that area, not trying to compare. So we have the PhDs, pull him down, pull it down. You see that? So there's a lot of discrimination, I can say, in the market of Mutare, and I think it's something that we really need to work on as a people, to come together and appreciate, encourage. Instead of negative criticism, we bring what we call constructive criticism. We build the person and say, no, you know what, your product is good, but if you work on this area, that would be ideal.
Okay.
And maybe something else that I may want to mention, I think since the government is pushing for devolution, we also need companies, corporate companies, to actually stand with our artists. They also help in the market.
Okay.
I mean Coca-Cola should not have one brand ambassador from maybe Mashonaland who represents the whole nation. Okay. We should have some provincial ambassadors, people who are put on the map. We see someone on the billboard of Coca-Cola out there, and then that's how we actually can help our market and help our artists at the same time. Okay. Then when it comes to the product, that's why JD Studios is here. You see, it matters the studio that you record from. It really matters the quality of music, because it's either the artist or the product or the market. So I'm looking at everything according to your question. So when it comes to the product itself, people may expect to be embraced with the market, yet what you're producing is not up to standard. We need to start producing something that can go global. You see, we need to start producing something that can go beyond the province, not to just entertain our neighborhood. We need to put our all in it and make sure that when it's out there, we push it to the extreme, organically and in other ways that we can, to make sure that it's known out there until it starts bringing something back into your pocket.
Okay. Oh, so everybody who's out there, Apostle Joe Daniels or Joe Daniels have mentioned about something that artists are failing to synchronize music and business. That's something. And also to the viewers who are into this thing, who are supporting and who are not putting effort in supporting the local market, we need to celebrate our own. We need to celebrate those who are around us. Let's start to recognize people who are putting effort in the music industry.
Sure.
So, Apostle, I'm going to my next question. So, my next question is on something. We mentioned about Mutare as a market, and I think we have already talked about this. So, but let me just be a little bit clear. What have you noticed from the behavior pattern and the economic social culture? I think this have been mentioned that the corporate world and people have to come together in bringing some. So this one is already done. So as a public figure, a man of influence, how can we build an entertainment industry? Now we are talking about an industry.
Okay.
So from my own understanding, there is no industry because a lot of artists are not getting paid out there.
Yeah.
And if I'm to be a little bit clear to talk about expenditure artists,
Yeah, sure.
some artists are not even spending up to $5 a month.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing,
Yeah.
I'm just being realistic. So how can we create an industry so that these guys can get paid?
Okay.
Because mostly it's all about, if you are an artist, you are a written episode, people follow you, people get motivated by your life. So how can we create an industry?
Well, that's the easy part now. And it boils back to the artists themselves. An artist must have a vision. It starts with the artist having a vision. Many artists just sing for the sake of singing. Just because my neighbor produced something, I just also have to produce something. Very few have got a vision. If you'd ask Dr. Oliver Mtukudzi, I actually watched a lot of interviews that he did. He said something about music. He said music heals and music gives hope to the people. So whenever I sing, I want to give hope to someone. I want to heal somebody's heart. That was the inspiration and the vision of the late Dr. Oliver Mtukudzi. But if you ask an artist maybe from Dangamvura there, Sakuva, I've actually had an opportunity since the studio started. I've actually had an opportunity to ask some of them, why do you sing what you sing? What's your message? Because it's not just about the instrumental, it's the message you're putting out there.
Exactly.
You have to be identified with the message. You see, what are you talking about? So it boils back to the artist. You gotta be attractive enough, you see that, to attract value. Exactly. So that when we look at your content, when we see what you do, we are propelled to say, this guy has got potential. Maybe if I can put A, B, C, D to what he has, he can go far. So building an industry starts with the very artist. You see what I'm saying? Artists must actually understand their music practice as a career. It has to become a career. Something that they are hoping one day will send my children to school. One day will give my daughter or my son a degree. One day will get me to drive. One day will get me a house. And it's happening. We are seeing it happening in places like Manikaland. I'll keep referring to that because there's a lot of success. So, even the person who wants to help Alpha will not just help everybody. You should be attractive enough to that help.
It's about the image.
It's about the image of the artist. Yes, and the message of the artist.
Okay.
The product you're putting out there. So you won't be surprised if you're broke. It's because you're not serious. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just singing for the sake of singing. And you're actually in tendency of producing one song after the other. What happened to the first one? What happened to how much did you put in it? Because it's not just about producing the song. It's about pushing it to the market, getting it known out there. Who have you spoken to? Which relationships have you built? Because you can't be a successful person or a successful business person if you don't have worthwhile relationships. You need the right people. You need Joe Daniels somewhere out there. Joe Daniels, I heard you started Joe Vibes, as you can see right now. Exactly. We started Joe Vibes that will be broadcasting, artists on Fridays. You think I'm just going to have every artist participate? There's got to be something that is attractive enough for the market to appreciate.
All right.
And that's how your name goes far. Yeah.
So to those artists who are listening, who are following, this is a challenge. This is something that you have to put in mind.
True.
You must have a better mindset. Though there's something that just struck my mind, like, many are called, but few are what?
Are chosen. Yeah.
This is a challenge to every artist out there. So let's get on to our next question. So the next question is about this movement, the Joe Vibes.
Okay.
Are there any auditions, or how can those who are less privileged, those guys who are out there who have the talent, but they don't have the funds to come and pay for recording? So I really I want to understand, because Joe Vibes is in line with the JD Studios.
True.
So those guys who are less privileged, it's about, because when an artist is out there, people rate him from his image or her image. Let's say there's a guy who's wearing maregs, he's less privileged, he doesn't have the money, but he has the talent. Are there any auditions? How can artists showcase their talent so that they can get a contract from JD Studios?
What I can actually say is, maybe I can share with you the idea of where this is coming from. Initially it was JD Studios. Then from JD Studios we moved to Joe Vibes. Now Joe Vibes is a platform to try and offer our artists publicity. You see that? Because I actually discovered, it actually pains me in a way, that I think I actually spoke about Diamond FM the other time, that, you know, it's amazing how it is a local radio station, but we may have maybe 60 to 70% of art or music played there from other provinces. I think we should actually be having 70%
local content.
Exactly. But sometimes I don't blame them, because, like I said, it boils back to the artist. How serious are you with your music? How attractive is your product? And also, which recording studio did you use to record? Because the quality of music can actually depend also on the quality of equipment that was used to put your strings together. So that's why I came about JD Studios. There is actually expensive equipment. I spent maybe over 100,000 rands to get that equipment in place. And my idea was also to facilitate everyone, you see, because right now it's like, if you don't do Zim Dance, or you won't trend. So my idea was to facilitate everyone. That's why we are the only studio in Mutare offering a full band recording. Alpha, we are talking about the full band. We're talking about Africa University saying we want a recording. We want to record the drum player first, and then all of them at once, the vocals, everything.
So this is a high quality.
This is a high quality. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
no need if you know, a band wants to record their jazz music, it's at once. We don't need 5 days, 6 days. They record it once. That's the equipment I'm talking about that we have. So we are looking at everyone. So Joe Vibes now came as a result of what I was seeing during those studio sessions, that the person has got so much potential, but they don't have publicity. So we said now Joe Vibes now, of course named after me, they are going to be picking those people, bring them on the platform, recording them with my own cameras, free of charge. Free of charge.
This is something
and then put them out there, right, on JD Studios Facebook page, YouTube page, you know, put them out there, you know, sometimes even promote the content myself, just to bring that person somewhere. You understand what I'm saying?
This is super.
And also for the JD Studios, there are actually people who have helped for free, because this is more than a business. It's a calling to help people. One of the things that you're asking me, who is Joe Daniels? Joe Daniels is a person who is fulfilled, you know, when he sees or when he helps people to reach their destinies. His definition of success is success without making other people successful is failure.
Exactly.
So my success comes when I make somebody else successful out there, and that's what I'm trying to do.
This is touching. Wanawasu dati muninzweo mozotaura kuti anzi hakuna people who are promoting music. Inin I'm there to point out kuti there's JD Studios recording for free, high quality, high tech. Saka imimi mukazobuda kunze kumechiti there are no promoters in Mutare. This is a total lie. True. Because this is something that has never been done.
True.
And I'm totally shocked that you are recording for free.
Yeah. Not everyone, Alpha.
Not everyone.
Because I have a lot of people coming. Because a lot of people have been texting me.
Yes.
And the good thing is I do the interviews myself. If I talk to a person, I can tell how serious they are.
So the elimination process is on the mindset.
On the mindset, the interview, the vision. That's why I told you that I've spoken to a lot of artists. Okay. You really see this person doesn't have direction. Exactly. They don't even understand what they are singing.
Okay.
Why they are singing. And some people sing for different reasons. Just because the neighbor or the classmate, did a song.
Okay, just copycating.
Exactly. There's no vision, there's no mission in it.
Yes. So something has struck again. And my people are failing because they lack knowledge.
True.
So guys, I want you to go out there, research, have a proper mindset on music before you go and approach Joe Daniel Studios.
Yeah.
So let's get on with our questions.
Okay.
Based on the assessment, as an apostle, I guess you have a family.
Yeah, true.
As a father figure, a businessman, a pastor also, a husband also. What are the risks in this line of work, and also the challenges that you might face?
The risk, actually, one of the risks is there are quite plenty, but I'll just mention maybe a few because of time. But one of the risks that we actually have is people want to take advantage of a moment. You understand? You spoke of the less privileged. JD Studios has got equipment. It's trying to do the best for the people, but there comes a problem when somebody who's privileged wants to act as though they are not privileged.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
People who are trying to fit in my misfits.
Exactly.
Just to cause confusion.
Yes. We need to maintain the equipment. We need to maintain the studio. Somebody has got to pay out there. That's the importance of the interview. We have to assess you. We have to understand you. We have to investigate you. And then we've got to approve you and work with you. That's actually one of the biggest problems that we have, with people who want to take advantage of the good heart that you may have towards other people. And those people now, they make it difficult for the second breed that will come. You understand?
Yes, I get it.
And then number two, being a public figure, you're subject to people's different opinions. People are free to say whatever they want.
Yes, that's
but cool. You don't have you don't have a platform to go into those conversations, those places, and try and justify yourself. You understand? So you are subject to abuse when you're a public figure in this line of work. You are subject to abuse. Some people say, imagine you've interviewed someone, you've assessed them, you see that they are not serious. What kind of talk would they carry from that kind of a setup?
Very poisonous.
You see, they see Joe Daniels walking in town, they see Joe Daniels doing whatever he's doing, they say, "Mfesa no dada, Mfesa has bo." You get what I'm saying? Just because of a narrative they got from someone who failed to present their facts right. And some people don't even know you. They just heard about you. They've just seen you on photos. They visited your Facebook account, Instagram account, and they depict their own narrative there, and they push it into the streets. I can say, Mutare being a small town, one of the biggest problems that we have, guys, is the spirit of gossip. People act like they know you when they've never been close to you. There is a serious spirit of gossip in this city. Yes. And that is actually what affects the rising of a lot of people. Yes,
especially on that gossip part, a lot of rumors. I think it's about the population.
True.
The population is so dense.
No, it's not even about the population, Alpha. I beg to differ on that one.
You beg to differ.
It's because people are doing nothing. You see, actually, my Bible tells me that you should mind your own business. If you're not minding, for you to mind your own business, you should have a business to mind about.
Exactly.
So if you don't have a business to mind about, you start poking into other people's business.
Exactly.
That's the problem we have.
Yes.
Mutare has got, people are gifted, they are blessed, but maybe they lack innovation, creativity, and intelligence enough to see what they can do with their lives. They are done with their lives. They've concluded their lives.
Yes. Whilst we were talking, you mentioned something about Diamond FM. That's a very sensitive issue. But I think it's something that, because people are lacking knowledge over that, I think we have to look more into that in details.
Okay.
Because Diamond FM if I'm to ask, a lot of people, they just submit their disc,
Sure.
but they don't have the knowledge with the procedures.
Yeah.
This is something that have struck me. So I think we have to go deep on that, maybe on the next episode.
True.
So I think this one is very clear. The challenges, the rumors, gossips, people are not occupied, so people start poking into other people's business. And this thing is really something that is trending. A lot of people are talking, this what artists are doing that. And I think, guys, we have to stop.
And that's what actually is brought division. Artists in Manikaland, if not Zimbabwe at large, trust me, they are not united.
Exactly. So
there's always one fight after the other.
So we are going to the ministry now. This is a personal question.
True.
I hope you won't be offended.
No, not at all.
So is circulatory music bad for Christians?
It depends with what you call circulatory music.
Okay, can I be clear?
Clear.
We take a song like Ngatitange Bawa. That's a song, and recently we are in Mutare. People are vibing to this song Matimati by Southside Squad. So we
actually did Southside Squad.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
that's interesting.
We did the
video. Okay, so those two songs.
Yeah.
So this one is a love song.
Yeah.
This one is for parties and stuff.
Okay.
So as an apostle, are those music good?
Ideally, what I can say is music is very spiritual. That's something that you cannot ignore. Very, very spiritual. That's why I find a man like Saul. The Bible says there was a spirit that would come and oppress him, buffet him, give him restlessness. And how would that spirit, how did he deal with that spirit? David would come and play a harp and everything would be normal.
Would be okay.
And from that day, David stayed in the palace. So music is very spiritual, Alpha. And secular music, some of the things we call secular music is not secular music. Because when we talk of the kingdom of God, we talk of the gospel. Now, gospel is not limited just to, what people think. Church stuff, singing verses, scriptures, and stuff. Gospel simply means good news. Okay. You see that? So, what's wrong with somebody singing something to encourage love with people? Take a very good example of the Matimati video that you were talking about. We are talking of a garden boy who's working at a suburb, a house in suburbs, and he's from rural areas, and he comes, actually thumbs up to those guys. They are doing very well, and he comes, he works at this, prestigious home, and the thing is, he falls in love with the daughter of that place, and the parents feel it's not okay for our daughter who is from a class E to fall in love with a garden boy.
Okay.
And one day vanoshikirwa vari in bedroom and then odzingwa garden boy yakuti once this odzingirwa nyaya utodana nechi exactly, and then he goes, and the blessing of the Lord rests upon him. He comes back prosperous. They accept him now on the basis of the money that he has. So what's wrong with that?
Okay, so it's now about the theme of the song.
The message in the song. Okay. Music is all about the message. What are you putting out to the people? What do you intend to achieve with what you are bringing out to the people? That's what defines whether it's secular or not.
Okay.
Yes.
I think this is great.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up our discussion, the interview, this question, I want everyone to listen closely to this question. This one is the mongo of the interview.
Okay.
So my question was, this one, I chose it by myself.
Okay.
Can we ever produce millionaires from Mutare who are affiliated in the entertainment industry? Not just music, drama, comedy, entertainment, and even sports sometimes.
Nothing is impossible, Alpha. Nothing is impossible. As far as your eyes can see, it's yours. The sky is not the limit. Your mind is the limit.
Okay.
So the thing is, you can become whatever you become because the extent of your vision becomes the boundary of your blessing. That's why I spoke about vision. Your message can be limited to people in Mutare. What's the population of the people in Mutare?
Estimated. I can't put.
If you say, let's say everybody in Mutare buys your track,
that's money.
Are you going to become a millionaire?
Yeah, this is money. Real
It's
money.
not. You are not going to become a millionaire. So it means the extent of your vision should grow beyond that beyond. That's what I was talking about before.
Okay.
Your neighborhood.
Okay.
So we look at the quality, we look at the artist, we look at the product. You see, we look at the quality of equipment that you used to record whatever you recorded. You see, we look at how you have invested in marketing your product. That's why I said product.
Okay.
Whether it's drama, call it a product, whatever it may be. So you have to be able, for you to become a millionaire, you gotta be a person who's able to touch millions. You can't expect yourself to be a millionaire if you can't touch millions, because the money you need is in somebody's pocket.
Yes. These are great words.
Yeah.
I think Joe Daniels is also a motivational speaker.
You see, that's why you didn't give me time to actually run down my portfolio. But I do many things, trust me.
This is great. I think most of the guys, you can follow Joe Daniels. What's the social media
Facebook is Joe Daniels, and Instagram is Joe Daniels again. Let me just confirm with that. Let me confirm so that I get it right. Facebook, YouTube is Joe Daniels Official. Yeah, that's where I load most of my messages there. And then Facebook is Joe Daniels. Instagram, Joe Daniels Official again.
Okay, so currently, are you managing any artist? Because with this kind of knowledge,
hey, trust me, there are a lot of them coming asking me to be their manager. I've got plenty of invitations, but sometimes I have to assess that you gotta look, why me at the end of the day. Okay. People can just want you because you've got something that they want, but they don't really want what you can offer. Exactly. But I actually respect artists who are willing to just sit down and learn, because like I said, most artists, they lack on the business aspect of music. That's why they end up dropping music, they end up doing building, and yet that's what they wanted for their life. So I've got plenty. We've got Expression Band, we've got those Southside Squad guys, and plenty of them are coming right now. Okay. So we'll see what we can pick and drop.
Thank you for your time, Apostle.
Welcome.
And everyone who's watching, thank you for watching and listening. And don't forget to subscribe Wasu TV, and don't forget to follow Mutare Celebrity, Mutare Celebs, and Mutare Fame Entertainment. And don't forget also that COVID is real. Mask up, as you can see, social distancing, and practice everything that you can do to stay safe in this pandemic. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Cheers.